Hello children. In the last class we have started a new chapter, algebra, wherein we have learned multiplication of algebraic expressions, and also we have learned how do we classify different types of algebraic expressions. If an expression has only one term, we tell that as a monomial, and if it has two terms, we name that as binomial, and same way if it has three terms, we tell it as a trinomial, and if it has more than three terms, we term it as a polynomial. So, okay, we have learned all these different types of terms and expressions, how do we represent this, and then we have also learned multiplication of algebraic expressions, wherein we have learned different types of multiplications, such as multiplication of monomial and a monomial, or multiplication of monomial and a binomial, or multiplication of monomial and a polynomial. Like this, we have learned all the possible ways of multiplication. Okay, so in today's class what we'll be learning is we'll be learning different types of division under algebraic expressions. So we'll be learning all the divisions which are possible in the algebraic expression. Okay, so let's get to today's class. Okay, so today what are the topics we are going to cover is we are going to see division of algebraic expressions. As I have said already, in the last class we have learned multiplication of algebraic expressions. So today we'll be seeing division, the next part of algebraic expressions. And the same way, after finishing division, we'll be going to algebraic identities. I'll be explaining what are the algebraic identities and how are we going to use that identities in a problem. Okay, so algebraic identities in this particular content will be dealing with identities whose power is square, which means these are square identities. Okay, so this particular identity will be using powers of square. Okay, same way there are certain identities whose powers are cube also, that is called as cubic identities, that we'll also be discussing in the later part of this chapter. And finally we'll come to the assignment part. Okay, so we'll be learning division first and algebraic identities to the power of square in today's class. The remaining two will cover in the next class. Okay, so let's get into the first part, division of algebraic expressions. So basically, what do you mean by division? Division means you have to divide a given number into different equal parts. Okay, so if you divide 10 by 2, you get 5 equal parts. Okay, same way you can divide any given number by any given value, you get a rational number or an irrational number depending on the given numbers. Okay, so dividing by number is not a big thing, anybody can do. You have been learning division since your childhood, but division of algebraic expressions is where this trouble begins. Okay, so let's get into that. So first, let's see how do we divide a usual life situation. Okay, so you go to a shop, and in that shop you are going to buy balls. So the cost of 10 balls, you are planning to buy 10 balls, and the cost of each ball is ₹5. So you have to buy 10 balls and each ball is ₹5. So how much money you should pay to the shopkeeper? So each ball, so number of balls you are going to buy is 10 and each ball's cost is 5. So 10 into 5 will give you 50. So you will be paying the shopkeeper ₹50. Okay, same, this is simple, anybody can do this. You have to pay ₹50. Now you have ₹50 in hand. Okay, you have ₹50 in hand and 10 balls with you. Okay, you have ₹50 in hand and 10 balls with you. You already bought 10 balls and also you have ₹50 with you. Now a person is asking how much does each ball cost. Okay, you have ₹50 and 10 balls, 10 balls for ₹50, and the person is asking how much does this one ball cost. How do you tell that? You have to divide that ₹50 by 10 so that you get the final value, which is the amount for each ball. So 50 by 10 will give you 5. So each ball cost how many rupees? ₹5. This is where division plays a major role in our daily life. You have to find a value of a particular amount in a whole. Okay, find a value of a particular product in a whole amount. That is where division is most useful in our daily life situations. Okay, same way when we go to algebraic expressions, is very much similar to how you divide the numbers given. So here we have taken two algebraic terms. What are these two terms? By seeing the terms, can you see how many terms are there in each expression? We have here one term and another term here. So these are two monomial terms. Here a monomial term is there, so another monomial term is there. So we are dividing monomial term by another monomial term. Okay, so we have 10p⁴ divided by 2p³. Okay, see here, 10p⁴ divided by 2p³. Okay, so in this p⁴ can be written as p into p into p into p. So p power 4 can be written as 4 times p, sorry, not 4 times p written in 4 times, okay. And p cube can be written as p into p, 3 times you have to repeat the p one after the other, okay. So hence 10 by 2 you can strike it out, and you know the actual division way, you can divide it, 1 2s are 2 and 5 2s are 10, and p's you can cancel out, these 2 p's are same and these 2 p's are same, these 2 p's are same, so 1 p is remaining on the numerator part, so your final answer will be 5p. So that is how you divide a monomial by another monomial, okay. So 10p power 4 divided by 2p cube are two monomials we have. Here we are dividing by actual division. How we divide two numbers, we are writing it, and then we are dividing the numbers first, numerical part first, and then we are cancelling the common terms in the variables, okay. So that's all we have here, and that's how you divide a monomial by another. There is another way for this also, I'll explain it to you. Wait, see here, you have 10p power 4 divided by 2p cube, okay. As you all know, you can strike this out, this can be written as 5 here, so remaining is 5p power 4 divided by p cube, okay. You have already learned something like this: x power m by x power n equal to x power m minus n. So what we have here, we have p power 4 divided by p power 3. This can be written as p power 4 minus 3, okay. And the same way, p power 4 by p power 3 can be written as p power 4 minus 3. So what is 4 minus 3, which is 1, which is p, okay, p power 1. And in the previous thing, we have divided 10 by 2 and we got answer as 5. So 5p power 1. This is also another way to solve this problem. Whichever way you find easy, you can use this method, okay. So there are two possible ways for solving this problem, okay, understood. So let's get to the next part. So wherein okay, we have got a situation here. Velu pastes 4 XY pictures in one page of his scrapbook, okay. Velu has a scrapbook. In that scrapbook, in one page he is pasting 4 XY pictures, okay. So how many pages will he need to paste 100 x square y cube pictures? So in one page, if he pastes 4 XY pictures, he has total of 100 x square y cube pictures. How many pages he will need? It's a very simple problem. If it is given in numbers, everybody can solve it, but here we have it in algebraic expressions. So what we are going to do is, so total number of pictures Velu has. So Velu has 100 x square y cube pictures, and each page can contain maximum 4 XY pictures, okay. So what we have to do, usually we have to divide 100 xy by 4 xy pictures. So sorry, 100 x square y cube by 4 xy pictures, okay. So here you see 100 x square y cube by 4 xy. So 100 by 4, you can strike this out and write as 25. So remaining is x square y cube by xy. Let me explain this. So you have x square, I can write this as x into x, y cube, I can write this as y into y by xy, x into y, okay. So x gets cancelled, y gets cancelled. Remaining what we have here, x into y square was the remaining, and the previous thing we have 25 here before this, okay. So 25x y square will be the answer for this problem, okay. So they have done this in the exponential way. I told you before, x square by x, so this can be written as x power 2 minus 1, which is x power 1. X power 1 we have here, and same way y cube by y, this can be written as y power 3 minus 1, which is y square, okay. So hence he totally has 25 xy square pages, okay. Let's get to the next page. Okay, so here we are going to divide, we are going to enter into a different part. Divide 5x square 5y cube minus 25y square plus 8y by 5y. So what are we seeing here? Actually we have a monomial term here which is 5y, and then we have a different term here, 5y cube minus 25y square plus 8y. How many terms does this have? 1, 2 and 3. This in total has 3 terms. So what kind of term is it? It is a trinomial term. Sorry, when an algebraic expression has 3 terms, it is said to be a trinomial term. Okay, understood? So now we are going to see how we are going to divide a trinomial by a monomial. Okay, so as usual we'll write 5y cube minus 25y square plus 8y by 5y in the bottom. Okay, so the next step what we are going to do is the next step will be splitting up the 5y into 3 terms. Okay, we'll be writing this 5y for each individual separate numerator. So 5y cube by 5y, sorry, 5y cube by 5y, 5y cube by 5y, 25y square by 5y and 8y by 5y. We have to split this 5y into 3 parts, 5y cube by 5y, 25y square by 5y and 8y by 5y. Again what we have to do, like we have seen before, 2 monomials. We are dividing 2 monomials here. In the same way you have to divide. 5 gets cancelled, y cube by y give you y square. 5 and 25 gets cancelled as 5, y square by y give you y. So y gets cancelled, 8 by 5 remains as 8 by 5. So this is simple. Once it gets this way, it is simple. But here what you have to do, you have to take this 5y and divide it by and split it into 3 equal parts. Okay, so now you have all seen how to divide a polynomial, how to divide 2 monomials, or how to divide a polynomial by a monomial. While dividing 2 monomials, you just split the entire term and then strike out the common parts and then you divide. While dividing polynomial, you have to write the entire polynomial on the top and the monomial on the bottom, and in the next step you have to split split the monomial to each term in the numerator part. Okay, so for each term in the numerator part you have to enter the same monomial part in the denominator. Okay, so I hope you all understood with the division of algebraic expressions. We have also solved some problems in that, and now we are entering into algebraic identities. So learning these identities are very much important thing, not just for this standard, for your entire maths journey. You'll be using this algebraic identities everywhere in your maths problems starting from this 8th class. So it's very important for you to learn these algebraic identities. So in the next slide I'll be showing you the identities. So I want you to pause the screen and take a screenshot of it and keep memorizing the identities, or in the next class I'll be teaching you how these identities came into its way, or we'll be proving these identities. Okay, but before that you have to be thorough with the identities, and you have to be thorough with the entire identity without any mistake. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so this is the page I was telling. So you have got 4 identities in your 8th class, and all these 4 identities are really important, as I have already said. So the first thing is a plus b the whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So this is the first one. And a minus b the whole square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. This is the second one. So in the first 2 identities, what is the main thing? If positive is there, here also in the middle positive. If negative is there, in the middle negative. Rest all remains the same. Okay, so these 2 are really important identities. And next comes a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. And the fourth one is x plus a into x plus b equal to x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. Okay, so these are the 4 identities. You can pause the screen and take and write down this for sure. I mean, you have to write this on your notebook, because these are really important identities which you will be using further in this chapter and further standards also. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get into solving some problems using these identities. Okay, so here the question is, find the value of 3a plus 4c the whole square by using a plus b whole square identity. Okay, so in the question itself they have given what identity you should use. In some questions they may not give In such situations you have to use your brain to think which identity should come there. Okay, so by seeing this only we can tell we have this term and this term, in the middle positive sign is there and whole square is there. By seeing this, what can you check? See here, we have two terms, a positive sign in the middle and a whole square. So easily you can identify that this is the identity you have to use. A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so let's get into it back. Sorry. So now we got to know what identity we should use. 3a plus 4c the whole square. Okay, so we have to use the identity a plus b the whole square. Okay, so here a corresponds to 3a and b corresponds to 4c. A corresponds to 3a and b corresponds to 4c. So wherever a comes in the identity you have to put 3a, and wherever b comes in the identity you have to put 4c. Okay, so see here, see 3a plus 4c the whole square, a plus b whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. In the place of a square, 3a square. In the place of 2ab, 2 into 3a into 4c. In the place of b square, 4c square. Simple. You have to substitute the a and b's corresponding values in the entire equation. In the place of a you have to substitute 3a, in the place of b you have to substitute 4c. That's all. The entire equation becomes completed. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to solve the simple equation. Okay, so 3a square can be written as 3 square into a square, which can be further written as 3 square is 9, a square is a square. So 2 into 3 into 4, which will give you 24. A into c can be written as ac itself. And 4c square, 4 square is 16, c square is c. So this is the final simplified value for the given expression. Okay, so first thing is what you have to do, you have to analyze which identity will suit for the given problem, and then you have to substitute the value of a and b in the given identity. Okay, so let's get into the next problem. Okay, so here we have a problem 3x plus 5y and 3x minus 5y using a plus b into a minus b identity. In the question itself they have told which identity you should use. A plus b into a minus b is what you have to use. So what is a plus b into a minus b is equal to? By this time you should be remembering what identity should come there. Yes, it should be a square minus b square. A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. It's a third identity. Okay, so we know which identity should come here. So we have 3x plus 5y into 3x minus 5y. Okay, so comparing it with a plus b into a minus b, we have in the place of a we have 3x, in the place of b we have 5y. Okay, so a square is equal to, sorry, a in the place of a square we can substitute 3x square, in the place of b square we can substitute 5y square. So 3x square can further be written as 3 square x square, 5y square can be written as 5 square y square. So this can further be written as 9x square and 25y square. Okay, so here it's a very simple question. In the question itself they have given two terms, a plus b into a minus b. So you know the identity, a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So you know what is a, you know what is b, substitute that in a square minus b square, you get the answer. Okay, I hope you all understood with this problem. So let's get to the next problem. Okay, so listen here. So simplify 5x plus 3 and 5x plus 4 using x plus a into x plus b identity. So this is one more identity problem like the previous one. So here also they have given in the question itself which identity you will be using, x plus a into x plus b. Okay, so you all know what is x plus a into x plus b equal to. Let's get to the previous slide. So, okay, x plus a into x plus b is equal to x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. Okay, x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. So let's get back to the problem. So we have 5x, sorry, so we have 5x plus 3 into 5x plus 4. So here we all know what is x value is 5x. Same way we all know what is a value is 3. So what is b value is 4. So we all know the corresponding values of x is equal to 5x, and a is 3 and b is 4. Okay, so same way x plus a into x plus b, we know the formula. X plus a into x plus b equal to x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. Okay, so x plus a into x plus b is equal to, in the place of x square, what we have to substitute? 5x square. In the place of a plus b, what do you have to substitute? 3 plus 4. And in the place of x, 5x. In the place of a into b, 3 into 4. Okay, understood? So x square, in the place of x, 5x. In the place of a, 3. In the place of b, 4. In the place of ab, 3 into 4. In the place of x, 5x again. Okay, so I hope you all understood so far in the substituting spot. 5x square gets further converted as 25x square. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 into 5 is 35. So this is 35x, and 3 into 4 is 12. So this is your final answer for this problem. Okay, so I hope you all understood in solving the problems with these identities. So it's much more simpler way to solve a problem when the identities are given. So far we have learned only the square identities. In the same way, cubic identities are also a much easier problem, but we'll be dealing that in the next class. Okay, so far we have seen division of algebraic expressions and using identities in square form. Okay, so I'll be showing you the assignment questions in the next part. You can pause the screen and take screenshot as usual, or you can pause the screen and take down the notes, take down the questions in your note and solve it on your own. Okay, as you wish. So here comes the assignment question. You can copy it down. The first question is expand using appropriate identities. There are 9 questions given, and each question you have to use particular identity to solve. See here, in this 105 square is given. This 105 square, you can write it as 100 plus 5 whole square. So this in terms becomes a plus b whole square. And you see, so here you can use a as 100 and b as 5. You can solve this problem in that way. So same way you can solve all the problems. It's a much simpler question. And in the next part also the same, you have to expand this using particular identities. And in third one, there are 3 terms. You have to multiply these terms inside it, or you have to use certain identities by simplification. Okay, I hope you all do the problems regularly, and I'll be leaving the screen paused by 20 seconds. You can use it to write the questions, or you can take a screenshot as you wish.